special teams just gets worse every week.
Oh my God.
They gave up a 4th down on a fake punt that turned into a 1st down. They got the return that you mentioned late in the game when they just could not have it, when they needed when they needed them to drive down 40 to 50 yards to actually get into field goal range instead of the 20 yards that they needed or whatever it was. Moody missed the field goal. The punt on that return was not fantastic.
Nope.
I don't like it. Almost feels like Shanahan doesn't want to be bothered with that entire thing, that he's just like, I want to focus on the things that matter. Special teams is a bunch of BS. I don't even know why it exists. It's not real football. I'm going to not even pay attention to it. And I could understand that if this was 10 years ago, when kickers weren't booting 50-yarders regularly, when when kickers weren't kicking balls out of the end zone regularly. But it does seem like special teams in today's NFL is more important than ever, maybe. I mean, we don't have, Dave Meggett returning punts like crazy, or Prime returning punts. Like, we don't have a lot of that anymore. But the field goal game and the punt block that we saw last week and those kind of mishaps, I mean, they're just like tempo changing plays, and it's a bad look for a team to be this good and this talented and have so much money tied up into all of these star players, and for their special teams to just be shambles.
Yeah, it's a problem, and then because it's something that I really look into, obviously the two things that we talked about so far, but we didn't make a play in the return game, in the punt return game. No, we were just a non-factor there. Mitch didn't flip the field, especially in times when we definitely needed it to be done. And like you say, that the last punt was not great. It was clear that coverage was set up to have more hang time than they got. So the ball just got on my man quicker than the coverage was set up to accommodate. And yeah, I get it. I while I don't condone is not the word, but that's I'm not I don't agree with Shanahan's assessment. But then what if you're going to take that tack, then you have to spend some money to put somebody in that spot who you can just leave it to and have them know that it's taken care of. Like Green Bay, when they were having all their issues for a long time, they went ahead when Raiders decided to fire Bisaccia. They hired him, and it has made a difference. He is somebody who, say what you will about him as a head coach, he probably should have kept that job, honestly. But he's clearly more competent than to run more than just the special teams. So when you give him the role of running the special teams, you're getting a head coach level coach running that unit. So it's something that LaFleur doesn't have to think about. He can just focus on the offense and just let Bisaccia do that. Just do that. And I don't even have to think about it. You have to make that kind of hire if you're going to be that kind of hands off with it. You can't have somebody who is just a mediocre coach over there handling it. It hasn't worked. And when in a game where I believe that we're at a place where winning in the margins is important, because every edge in a game like today, one special teams play makes the difference between a win and loss. If you take away any one of those, if Moody makes his kick and everything else goes the way it goes, we win the game.
Yeah.
If Moody misses the kick, but we are able to pin them back on that punt, we probably win that game. it's just so it's not like those mistakes. If somebody makes a play on a punt at some point, it's just those. It's not just extras at this point. You need to win somewhere in the margins, and that's a place to do it. And we just don't. We don't. We throughout the Shanahan era, we have never been. That's never been a place where we are gaining an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you had a kicker like who was reliable like Robbie, and Mitch has been good, but we have never been gaining advantages through our special teams. At best, we're just trying not have them not lose games for us. It's never been that is something we can count on to give us an advantage, and
Yeah.
that's problematic. It really it's a problem.